Ladies and gentlemen, I have made a lot of videos about chess over the last 5 or so years, but in today's video, I am beyond excited to show you some of my chess games. Last night, I played the best chess tournament of my life. It was a generational run. I live streamed it, but it was very late and there was only maybe 2,000 people watching. So now I will bring it here to my main YouTube channel to show to all of you. I was winning a tournament with dozens of grandmasters in it. I won some games that I am so proud of. I also got extremely lucky in a couple of the games, and I will be sharing these games with you. I recently made a video a few days ago called GM Levy Update. And I told you I'd be playing in 2 tournaments in December. I'm still playing in those tournaments. More on that later. But really, just sit back, relax. And if you've been invested in this journey with me, you know how hard I am on myself. You know how negative I can get, how much self-doubt I have. I played free last night, and I just so proud. I want to show these games to all of you. I'm also recording this the day after Thanksgiving, so hopefully you all had a good one. It's also Black Friday. And you know what that means. I mean, there's big savings wherever you look. If you want to get 70 of my courses, right now it's $49.99 for the first year. Now, if you actually already took advantage of the launch sale on Chessly a year ago, you have the best price. You don't have to worry. Black Friday, obviously, is generally a promotional thing. But yeah, for your first year on Chessly, you can get $49.99, 70 courses and growing. We're building an app. Super pumped. Let's get into the games. Okay, 5 games I'm going to show you. The average rating of my opponents is like 3,100 in this video. So we're going to start things off early in the tournament. This is early rounds. First game I'm going to show you. I'm playing Joseph Tacher, who's a international master from Indonesia, but I think this guy might already be grandmaster. It just has to get approved. If not, then he's obviously going to be GM in the future. Anyway, this is how it all started. I played a Trumpowski. By the way, I'm going to play like 3 or 4 of these in 3 in this video. The positions that I get are really, really amazing and wild. And if you want to try it out, you're more than welcome. I played knight c3. I took with the queen. He went knight c6, queen h4, rotated my queen over. I'm going to long castle. I'm going to play e4, and I'm going to play f4. He developed his queen attacking my queen side. I castled, and he did this. I took the center. He developed the bishop, and I took on f6. I took on f6. Maybe I shouldn't have rushed this move, but generally I feel like when black takes back, he struggles with development. The computer prefers that I play knight e2 and knight f4 and immediately target the bishop, but it's a 3-minute chess game. I mean, you have to make some decisions quickly, and I went for this plan with f4. Not the best plan. Computer not thrilled with me. It prefers, just developing some pieces before taking on f6. Next time I will do that. But this is what happened. He then put his rook on the c-file, and here I vaguely considered playing this move pawn to f5 because I thought I would be pushing his bishop back, but I didn't really understand like the long-term objective of this move. But it was the best move to push his bishop back, play king b1. Always good to play king b1 when you castle queenside, so every pawn is protected. But I didn't do that, and I mean, still, I had a pretty, reasonable position. He went queen a5, I played king b1, and here he caught me with a move. So he caught me early in this game, and I overreacted because I'm playing a strong player, and you know me, self-doubt, nervous. He takes on a2. I'm like, what the f... So if I take with the knight, I lose the bishop. If I take with the king, I'm in the line of the queen. So immediately in my head, I'm like, I blundered, even though if you look at the evaluation bar, it's actually not a good move. It's not a good move because I take with the knight, he takes my bishop, and I just put my knight exactly where it is. We just get the same position. And even though I'm down a pawn, actually, my position is fantastic. It's fantastic because black is going to struggle to get his king out of the middle, and he's going to struggle to develop his bishop. So in the long run, actually, I should have just taken with the knight and went back. I overreacted. I did this, and after b5, queen h5, for a moment, I was much worse if he found a very strange sequence, but instead we got the following position. So it's still around equal. I'm still trying to take this pawn and go over here, but I'm feeling very negative, right? I feel like I've blundered bishop a2. Already the negative thoughts are, are coming. And he's playing very fast also. He's up 20 seconds on the clock. I take the pawn. He plays this very nice pawn sacrifice, f5, to try to activate his bishop on the diagonal. I take because I don't see anything else. And it's also clear, not only does he have this move, he also has the move knight to e3. He ultimately chooses the wrong move. He actually rushes in with the knight and allows me to stabilize the position a little bit. I played this move, which I thought was very clever, sacrificing a pawn, blocking his bishop, and then if pawn takes, You know, obviously his king is a little bit open. I have rook e4, but look at the time. I'm down 40 seconds on the clock. That is, I'm not Magnus, all right? I'm not going to be able to just turn this game around like at a moment's notice. I have a 40-second time disadvantage. So I'm like, okay, I have to speed things up. I go rook e4, he goes d5. Now he's starting to outplay me, right? Knight to f3. He plays bishop d6. I play f5. At this point, I feel like I'm back in the game, but I am still down 149 to 109. Look at, I'm telling you, look at the clock. 109, 149. The way this game is going to end is going to be unfathomable to you. So rook c4, all right? I take on e6. I try to make it a little bit complicated because if rook takes, I have king b3 with a fork, but I blunder. I played a little too quickly. He takes, and now he has this very nice move. He hangs his rook, but if I take it, I'm going to lose mine, but if I take the knight, he's going to take back. So I've made a mistake. I tried to play too fast, but I am catching up a little bit on time, a little bit. 48 to 111, totally lost position, right? Got to keep making moves. Knight g5 attacking the pawn. He goes rook b8. I take on f7. He plays bishop c5. I play rook e1. Wait, suddenly I'm up on time. So somehow, somewhere here, Joseph just like, he panicked a little bit with these pawns. I don't know what happened. He had to go like this, and he didn't, you know, instead he went for a checkmating attack against my king, but actually there was no checkmate. And now I'm up on time. So all of a sudden we have this turnaround where I just start playing extremely fast. I'm losing, obviously, but I'm keeping it complicated. And he blunders. He blunders in the time trouble. King b7. And suddenly we are in a rook endgame, which is equal. We're in a totally equal rook endgame. And I was thinking, do I beat him on time? Like, do I try to flag him? No. You know, let's not do that. I feel like this is just equal. So I offer a trade of rooks. But he's pre-moving in this game. He's pre-moving, right? Every move, he's pre-moving, and he hangs his rook. So from a position where I had 109 to 149, I win. I win the game, and I'm even up on time in the end. And, you know, in the end, I took his pawn, and I was obviously just going to promote, and he lost. So when I won like this, when I got lucky early on, I started feeling like, you know what? Let's play with a little more confidence. You know, you saw in this game, like, the usual Gotham stuff. You know, he catches me with a move. Immediately, I'm like, oh my god, I've messed everything up. So now these next 4 games are not gonna be, you know, crazy scrambles. In this game, I actually also got a little lucky. You're gonna see it's kind of hilarious. He didn't see it. I didn't see it. I mean, sometimes that's just how it goes. I played Rustemov again. I played him last week. I played him in the previous video. So this game is really funny. I play a modern, right? I play like this, and there's this line where you can offer your opponent a trade of the light squared bishop. I really like to do this when my opponents play knight f3, g3, bishop h3. I do this all the time. And then the follow-up is to then strike with the h-pawn. So what you try to do is open the h-file because they've castled there, but the queen and the bishop come in together. I've won many, many, many blitz games like this. And I just literally give away the pawn. I mean, I just sack the pawn, and then I go like this, and then I get my queen in, and even though I'm a pawn down, I mean, it hardly feels that way. In fact, the computer thinks black is better. So knight c6, bishop e3. At this point, I'm full of confidence. I play g5. You know, the idea is to go here. He plays knight d5, which I obviously knight d5 is threatening a fork. So I can castle, but I was like, well, there's no need to castle. I can actually just play g4. I can play g4 because if he takes, I move my king, he takes my rook, I'm taking his knight and I'm mating him. And he went knight h4, and I was like, well, okay, obviously he's trying to trade here so that he defends himself, and that's what we did. We went takes, takes, takes. That's what happened. That was his idea. That was clearly what he was trying to do, and then he went bishop f4, defending himself. Bro, when I took his knight, he could have trapped my queen. We both completely missed that I actually walled my own queen in. And maybe he thought I was going to take with the rook. Like, maybe that's what he thought. Because then he wouldn't have this idea. Because it would be mate, so he would have to take. And then, you know, I'm an idiot, so I took with the knight. And he could have straight up just trapped my queen. But neither one of us saw this. And the reason why I want to show you this game is because it was a really interesting game. So check this out. So I played knight e5. Like, I keep attacking his king, right? Knight g4 here, knight f6, queen here. And here, I'm much, much better with black if I move my king and I bring my rook and I just launch this devastating double rook and queen attack. Instead, I went for something pretty epic. So I went for knight takes h2 sacrifice. He takes. I bring in my second knight. He goes rook f2. And what's insane about this position is that the computer wants to take the bishop instead of taking the rook. In the game, I thought it made more sense to take the rook because now I was like, hey, how is he going to get out? I am controlling both escape files. So I thought, like, this is very cool, right? He went rook g1. I played queen e5. He can't take my queen because it's a pin. He has no checks, and I'm just going to double up my rooks. He went rook g2. I went rook h5. I thought, I am so clever. Look at this. I'm going to double up my rooks. I mean, he can't move at all. He went king g1. Bro, I still went rook h8. I still went rook h8. Look at this move. He can't take my queen because rook h1 is mate. When I was playing this game, I felt like a genius, and yet deep down, I knew I don't actually have a threat. It looks really cool, but in my mind, I'm sitting there like, I'm not actually threatening to take his bishop because, you know, I think if he just keeps advancing the position, he's going to be just fine. But he overreacted. He tried to defend himself and tried to offer me a queen trade, and now I can take the bishop because now the bishop is guarding the queen. So I sacrificed the rook. Rook takes h2. And if he takes with the rook, I take his queen. If he takes with the queen, I take the rook. If he takes my queen, I take the rook check. Then I take back, and I am winning because I have rook for knight. So he's scrambling. Out of nowhere, it is Gotham Chess up a full queen. And the way you win a position like this, when you are playing against rook, knight, rook, bishop, and some pawns, you have to use the pawns to help the queen. So I played b5 and a5. The pawns are not just going to promote, they're going to mess up the coordination of the enemy position. The pieces will be removed from the better squares. So look, he's trying to set up a good defense. He's actually doing a very nice job. This is very annoying, but I have more pawns. That's the problem. If I didn't have these pawns, we would have a defensive fortress, but ultimately what happens is I just keep poking at his position, I push his king back, and now he's just totally dominated, right? My pawns, my king, my queen, all coordinated, push him into the corner. I win his pawn. Now I'm actually threatening mate on a8 and a2, which is really nasty. I go here, d5, d4, totally winning position. And here I just won. That was the end. I mean, I played c3. I won the game. I mean, when I won this game, I was like, anything is possible. And then the chess gods handed me Aravindh Chidambaram. Some of you watching this video have never watched the previous one, the GM Levy update, but 500,000 people watched that video, which means there's probably an overlap. I'm rematching him. The last time we played, literally a week ago, last Thursday, I had a better position from the opening, then we got into a crazy back and forth game, and he ended up winning. So to my excitement, but also horror, I'm paired against him again, right? So I play d4. We go for the same Trumpowski, the same one we had last time. This time, he changes it up a little bit. He plays it a little differently. Bishop d3, b6, right? So you'll notice I'm playing the Trumpowski, and then I do a stonewall pawn structure. Because in the stonewall pawn structure, the bishop that is the same color as these pawns is bad, which is why I have him out here, and I will be taking the knight. So now I basically have a perfect stonewall pawn structure. I don't have the bad bishop, and I am, potentially able to start attacking, so I castle. And he plays f5. He fights back for the center. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, well, Aravindh is probably not going to castle this way, and he might castle this way. I don't really know, right? I don't exactly know what his plan is. So I just plot my knight into the middle of the board. Now, I do know he is a very combative player. Last time, he was extremely creative, and I kind of was able to predict his playing style a little bit. So he took, I took, and then he played queen d7 to stop bishop b5. So I'm thinking, okay, Aravindh is going to castle this way. He's going to develop his bishop. He's probably going to go h5, bishop h6. He's very good at these outside pawn moves to hit my weakness. And he's probably going to attack me on this side of the board. So I'm thinking, all right, if he's going to go that way, I might as well throw in this warning shot. I might as well play a4. That's my warning. I'm telling Aravindh, if he castles in that direction, bad things are going to happen, right? Now, I was really surprised by this next move. He played c4. Now, c4 is not a mistake, but it actually, in many ways, closes the center completely. And if he castles, I just thought, I'm going to go b3. Like, he gave me a target of a pawn to open the position. I was still actually expecting him to go h5. Maybe he was slightly sleep deprived compared to the first time we played, but h5 with the idea of bishop h6, bishop e3 is very strong. Because if I take the pawn, in many ways I'm opening up his rook. We just saw that exact thing in the Rustemov game. He castled, and I was like, during the game, I remember I said live on stream, ain't no way. There's no way this is okay. I went b3, he took, and went h5. Now, again, when I'm playing the game, I don't know it's +3. But his idea is bishop h6, bishop e3, forking my king and my knight. Now, to understand this next sequence of moves, you have to have an intuition for the game. That is really the best way that I can describe it. My intuition is for dynamics. I am very good at understanding. Dynamics in chess are even difficult to, explain. Positional and strategic chess is long-term planning, positioning of the pieces, weak squares, repositioning like 2 to 3 move maneuvers to long-term advantages. I am really good in like striking exchanges. I understand the timing of piece play and positioning as it pertains to attacking, for example. So in my mind, when he went here and sent me this indication that this is his threat, I was like, that's going to take 3 moves. And there is no way my attack is not getting there fast enough. So in my mind, I played this next move in 0.9 seconds. Why? Because I knew that after a5, bishop here, I wasn't even going to defend this. I was going to take. When he took, I would go here. I felt the dynamics were in my favor, and I was going to break through. And Aravindh didn't believe me. He played bishop h6, I took. If he takes, it's over. He takes, I go here, he takes, and frankly, I can take with the rook, but I really wanted to take with a pawn because the threat of promotion is very serious. So both were okay, but I liked the plan of opening my position, and then he went here. So now it's plus 8.7. Of course, I don't know that during the game, and I am desperately scrambling to try to find a win. And considering Aravindh in June 2025 was the number 9 ranked chess player on the planet. The stuff going through my head is like, oh my God, like what? So, okay, what did I do here? I played a very easy move. I brought my rook. I have to, right? So right now I'm down material to Aravindh. I sacrifice material. I have all this. I'm threatening queen b6. He goes queen c6. Now at this moment, I didn't know what to do anymore. Because I'm looking, if anything, like there are some positions I was worried he could go here. I'm already seeing ghosts. He's going to defend his pawn, and then he's going to run the king away to that side of the board. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Now, looking at this position now, 2 plans are very strong for me. Going up with my queen and going here, but also rook a5, rook c5, which during the game, I was like a deer in headlights. I did not see rook a5, rook c5 at all. Rook a5, rook c5 actually just, I think, completely wins the game because he is unable to run to d7 due to this. This is extremely important. Now, I played a slow move. Like, I wanted to not tank too much time, so I played rook a3, and my position is actually so strong that I have the ability to defend my pawn and then look for a knockout. He goes rook a8. And it's clear to me he's trying to run away. So at this point, I play a very nice move, queen b4. What's insane looking back at the time usage is that these moves like rook a3 and queen b4 felt like an eternity. I felt like I was sinking into quicksand with how nervous I was. 11 seconds went by. I spent 2 seconds on this move. And the idea was queen a5 and bishop b5. This was my idea. Queen a5 check. He's going to go here and bishop b5. Aravindh thought for a little bit and played king c8. Now, the easy move here for me is just to infiltrate with the queen. I don't even know what the threat is necessarily, but I just assume there is one. I guess it's rook b7 and then bishop a6. But I played actually the second best move. I played bishop a6. And what's really funny, when I played bishop a6, I thought I blundered. Because my original intention with the move bishop a6, as I sat there, was bishop a6, queen b8. But queen b8 is a losing move. It's a losing move. So in my mind, when I realized, oh my God, he doesn't have to take me, he has king d7, I actually freaked out. I was like, no, no, no. And I sat there with this horrible feeling in my stomach. And then I was like, wait a minute. He's thinking, because I don't have to give a check first, I can sack my rook. I'm going to sack the rook against Aravindh. The point is, if queen a6, queen b8 now is winning because the bishop is gone and no longer protects the b7 square. So if he takes, I make a new queen. Here, I can just obviously take, but rook b7 is way more powerful, and then I would be up a queen. So I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, I think I'm winning. This is insane. He spends some time. He ends up taking my pawn. Now it's easy. I take on b7. Actually, wasn't even the cleanest move. Apparently, the cleanest move was actually dropping back. Anyway, I took on b7. I took with the queen. Now, very easy sequence of moves here. Check here, check here, check here, here. And I was like, am I even winning in this endgame? And it's... this is... maybe not. Maybe not. So before I went for that, I noticed I can give a check. And I'm winning because if he tries to trick me by, you know, some sort of back rank mate, I take his queen, he goes here. And if I check him and win his rook, that would be great. But I have a very clean move. Queen d6. Anywhere he moves, mate in 2. I could have started with rook a8. I don't have to go take the rook. And he resigned. I just beat a former top 10 player in the world. This is... I haven't done this in so long. Like, there was this period I had beaten Nepomniachtchi, I beat Firouzja, I beat Hans Niemann. It has been years. I'm getting older, like, compared to, you know, like, playing these guys like this. I was so locked in for this game. Oh, my goodness. And the thing is, when I won this game, I had 6 out of 7 points. I know. Crazy. It's the meme writing itself. And in the next round, I'm playing the guy in first place. Crescent Moon 2411. That is not that person's real name. Their real name is Nguyen. I don't know how to pronounce NGOC. I'm going to say Trong Song Nguyen. One of the strongest grandmasters in Vietnam. I'm not exactly sure who is where in Vietnam. I mean, Liem is number 1. I think he's still representing Vietnam, but I don't think he switched to USA. But obviously after that, I don't really know. This person had 6.5. Okay, so I have 6, they have 6.5. You gotta understand, when I have 6 points in a tournament, my brain is not thinking, let's win the tournament. My brain is thinking, okay, well, you're obviously due for something stupid. You're gonna probably lose a game because that's what the numbers say. I would like to show you something very funny. The opening of this game looked exactly like the previous game. I couldn't believe it. So I don't even have to think. I just played the game of my life. This guy didn't see it. Knight e5, queen d7, the same. a4, c. Boys and girls, after 16 moves, this is the position. In the Aravindh game, the difference is that my opponent in this game played bishop e7 instead of h6, which means they have faster access to this, right? That's what I thought. Like, in the Aravindh game, he didn't have enough time to do this. So still I'm thinking I'm better, and after rook g8 and a5, I'm like, wait, I think I'm just like, I mean, I'm completely crushing. Like, the queen side here for black looks completely horrible. But in my heart rate is skyrocketing. So my opponent goes here. I play queen b4. But suddenly, the king is making a run for it, right? And I don't know what to do because actually this is much more resistance than was happening in the Aravindh game. I wanted to play c4 and get my knight in. I tanked so much time on this move. I mean, you cannot spend this much time. I needed to just go knight b3 faster. He goes queen e7, offering a trade of queens. I thought I played a very creative move here, right? Attacking the bishop and then this. And then my opponent went bishop back to d7 and I got the knight to d6. And when this happened, I was like, I know, like, I am dominating here. My heart is pounding. Like, what do I do? Where is my win? There is no easy win. There is no easy win. You know, my brain, it wants to win. Like, it wants to just end the game now. It can't handle the tension, and I have to get better at that, you know? So I went here. which is, I'm trying to make something happen, whereas in reality, man, I could have went bishop f1. Like, it doesn't matter. I need to let my opponent self-destruct. So I played c4. It doesn't even matter. We are crushing. Queen here, and I was like, I'm just dropping back to f1. And then my opponent went bishop e4, and I took on b6, and my opponent blundered. Instead of just taking this position and suffering, my opponent took here. And I realized they blundered knight to d7. So now the king has to stay guarding the queen. Now, I have 40 seconds. Like, what do you do, right? What do you do in this position? I can go here, and that's obviously what I should do, right? So that's what I did. And now there's a very, very simple win here. First of all, I have, like, force mate. I mean, yeah, so I can go queen here, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I didn't see the force mate. I mean, I didn't. But there is a very easy way to win this position. Take the queen, take the rook b1. Right? I mean, it's elementary stuff. You guys would figure this out. I just took the bishop. I was freaking out. Freaking out. Like, I can't even explain it. I don't see pieces anymore. My hand is making the moves. My brain is just like white noise. This is so easy. Queen takes, take the rook. Now, the next one pains me even more because I literally was like, oh, I cannot go. I mean, this move doesn't do anything because he just moves his king and defends his rook. What? I have knight h5. So then I didn't play that move. I played rook b7. It hurts me to even show you this game. Like, on the one hand, I'm extremely proud of this tournament. On the other hand, my nervous system completely collapsed in this game. Like, once I got the winning position, I took the pawn, and then here my brain was like, oh my god, you're gonna get mated. How? There's one rook on the board, you know? g3, rook c2, and in this position, he started putting up resistance, and I just was like, I have 30 seconds, I feel like I'm gonna lose on time, and I just repeated the position. I made a draw. If I had won this game, I would have had 7 out of 8, and I would have been winning the tournament. First place. I knew, like, the second that this game ended, and again, it's the brain just wanting it to be over. It cannot handle the tension. And that's really what it was, because if I'm playing a 2000 in this position, I am playing for a win like the world is about to explode. I don't know how. I'll figure it out. You know, I'm going to try to, like, move my pieces up the board. I'm going to bring my rook back or just something. The two really easy wins I missed really mess with me because I knew deep down I missed something very easy. But I was playing incredibly. And the thing is, when you start messing with karma in chess, it comes back to bite you. This is my round 10 game. So in my round 9 game, after that game, I played very nice game with black, drew a strong grandmaster again. So another grandmaster here. I was playing Timur Kuibakarov. Timur just played Prague in the World Cup. You might recognize his name. Not particularly Australian. How would they even... I might Timur Kuibakarov. I don't know how they pronounce it. Anyway, this game was crazy and really embarrassing, and I will end the video on this game. So it was a Scandinavian. By the way, I've been advocating for you to try the Trumpowski. Watch the kind of position in this game I get from the Scandinavian defense, right? So I play bishop g4 here. We get a pretty nice and stable position from the opening, like e6, bishop e7. And look, I gave him a pawn, right? I gambited a pawn, and I castled on the opposite side. So I sacrificed the pawn against this GM. I opened up an attack against this king, right? And immediately he blundered. Like, I was completely sure that bishop f4 is just a complete mistake. And it was, based on actually the move that I played, although I should have been a little bit more accurate. I went queen b4. Now, queen b4 threatens the bishop. He cannot defend the bishop with the pawn because I take the knight. And in my mind, I was like, when he moves the bishop, I'm going to target this bishop like this. I didn't realize he has some gymnastics way of getting out of this, but the idea was the same. Rook g6, queen b4, or rook d4 hitting both bishops. And he actually blundered. He blundered. He played this move to defend against bishop g6. Right? Sorry, rook g6. But I have another move, which I saw. I saw knight g4. And now his queen cannot guard the bishop anymore. I'm just attacking the bishop. I'm beating another GM. I'm outplaying another GM. He played a3. Tricky move. Trying to attack my queen. If I move the queen, he's going to keep attacking my queen. Then I was like, wait a minute. Can't I just take on b2? His knight hangs. His rook hangs. His queen hangs. He went here. I took his knight. I'm just straight up a knight and a pawn. Now, instead of just calmly locking in and winning this position, I can't even explain what's going to happen in the next 10 moves. Just watch. He goes here. Okay, straightforward move, right? When you're winning, what should you do? You should probably trade pieces, right? Something like knight to e5. Instead, I'm like, oh my god, he's going to attack my queen. I need to go here. Okay, luckily the position is good enough. It doesn't matter. Now, even here, I can play knight e5. I can even force a queen trade, which I didn't even see during the game. Like, queen h6 and the game is probably just immediately over. Instead, what's funny is I play the best move. I played the top computer move, which is h5. If he takes, his queen is going to get trapped on the h-file, which I saw, and I saw h4 hitting the bishop. He went here, and now in my brain, I was like, oh my god, he has take, rook b8. Oh my god, I have to stop this now. Whereas if I just played my plan and he took, I could just take his bishop. And if he went here, I could just move my king. Now, this is scary because every move is check. Like, every move is check, but I take his queen. So, there's no more checks, and I'm attacking. But you have to have a good nervous system for this. And I went here, which is not a terrible move, but I totally missed. Take, queen b3. At this point, I'm pooping my pants. I try to run with my king. I try to go over here and guard myself. Rook d1. By far the easiest solution here. Take the rook, right? King c7. Guess what happens? This is really going to hurt longtime fans. I blunder queen b7. Straight up just blunder queen b7. Right? He goes here. And it's a draw now. King d8, queen here, king back. It's apparently a draw. Because I'm always threatening mate. I panic even here. I give the wrong check. I make the wrong move. He is now winning because he wins my rook. And he defends against mate. He's winning. And you know what he did literally on the next move? Hung his rook. Knight to f3 is a fork, and I would win his rook. But I was already so done mentally. I mean, this is child's play. And the previous game, child's play. There was a legitimate chance that in this tournament, I could have had like 9.5 out of 10. Like, no, not 9.5. I lost the game. 8.5 out of 10. Not like, but that's, you know, that's the way it goes. It's like you get lucky in some of those games, like the ones that I won that I probably shouldn't have. And then you get unlucky. I lost. In case it's not clear, I literally just like hung a pawn fork in a couple of moves. I mean, and so as great of a tournament as this was, it still ended on an absolutely brutal note. Like, I finished in the top 10, I think it was in 8th place or something. I had 7 out of 11 points. But I had 7 out of 9 points. I lost my last 2 rounds. I had 7 out of 9. And I could have had 8 out of 10 if I won this game. Can you believe it? I would have tied for like second at a minimum. So just, like clearly when I'm playing well, I do play really well. But in the middle of these games, I just freak out. Like, I can't believe I'm freaking out in this position. In the previous game, take the queen, take the rook, take the bishop. I can't explain it, but I guess I'm just a human being, you know? I guess that's just how it works. Like, if I were to be able to win all of these games, I would be one of the strongest grandmasters in the world. I am not. That is how it goes. So there you have it, you know? And that's a little update for all of you. It was still basically one of the best tournaments I have ever played in my life. I'm very proud of it. I hope you had a good time watching. The Scandinavian has led me to some just amazing games where I'm just like winning against, you know, Jeffrey Zhang or Timur Kuibakarov, and I lose, but that has less to do with, you know, it has more to do with me. That's all I have for you today. The next few videos will be quite fun. End of November 2025 here is very exciting. We have the holiday challenge on Chessly. Black Friday is on Chessly. We got, you know, the merge store is hot. And December 1st, we got the holiday challenge coming. So I can't wait. All right. I really can't wait to share that with all of you. That's all I have. I hope you enjoyed this video. Get out of here.